Hello everyone, I am Ashley Chandler, Executive Director for Drug Free Punta Gorda, and I just wanted to quickly explain why vision boards are so important in substance abuse prevention and just in general. So we like to do these with some of the kids that we work with because we believe that it is essential to prevention and essential for you in setting goals for your future, and that is an essential part of growing in life. So there are three main things that we would like to achieve with these vision boards and this activity. One is visualization. Two is empowerment and goal setting. And the third is positive reinforcement. So positive reinforcement, like when you do something really good in school and you get a prize or a candy or something. So first, the visualization aspect of vision boards is important because this is helping you to create mental images of what you desire for your future. This will help your brain to see or visualize the positive change or the outcomes that you want for your life. And as you make your vision boards, you can, when you're finished with them, you want to set them up somewhere that you can constantly view, visualize, and show them off to other people that come into your area where you have them set up. Number two is empowerment and goal setting. So creating a vision board allows you to define your purpose by choosing images that you want, symbols, and unique designs that relate to you as a person or as an individual. This is actively helping you to shape your future while enhancing your motivation to reach your goals as well. And number three is positive reinforcement. So with your positive reinforcement, your vision board will serve as a constant reminder to you of your progress towards your goals. As you make achievements or you get awards or compliments from your parents, teachers, or other family members, you can add those to your vision board and celebrate your accomplishments as you achieve them. Show them off and remind yourself that you are incredible, unique, and you're preparing for an amazing future. Good luck with everything, you guys, and I hope you have fun doing this project.
In addition to being great tools for prevention, vision boards are really great tools for the recovery process. You know, when you've struggled with a substance use disorder for several years, you end up getting into recovery and really have to work on rebuilding your life in a way. And so when you're working on a vision board, you're asking yourself questions like, what are my goals for my future? Who's my support network going to be? How do I want to spend my time? What are my hobbies going to be? Right? You know, for me, recovery is really about being the very best version of myself. And so my vision board is going to include the people, places, and things that make me the best version of myself. And I think when we envision that kind of future for ourselves, it's really what motivates us to continue on that recovery journey. It's what provides hope. And honestly, that's what ARCHway is trying to do, is provide the hope that recovery is very much possible.
Back when our one son was actively using, during his tough years of active use, we were having a yelling match with each other, and I was basically saying, how could he be making such dumb decisions in life and all of that. And I really wasn't listening to a thing he said, but at one point during our angry times, he looked at me and he says, "Dad, you know me. Do you think this is my vision for my life, to live in a car and live under a bridge?" And it hit me like a ton of bricks when he said that, because I knew that wasn't his vision. It was never his vision. And at that point I realized he wasn't in control of his life, and we really needed to find him professional help. And then as part of his recovery, early on in his recovery, he'd been stabilized from the drugs he'd been using, and he all of a sudden created his vision for his next life, his life in recovery, and that was to start a business and take all the profits from the business and give it to the treatment centers to let the friends he had made, unfortunately, on the streets of St. Louis, who were begging for help, and help wasn't coming from him. So in both cases, as a caregiver, sitting back and realizing initially that he wasn't making bad decisions, that wasn't his vision for his life, made me calm down and really start not being an enabler, but a supporter in his finding his new vision. And then John, when he defined what his vision for the rest of his life was, and took the time to write down the steps that he needed to take to make that vision come true, in both cases, really changed our life and projection. And we want to share the importance of having those visions both at an early age, and hopefully it won't hit your family, but also is a major part of somebody's journey of recovery.
There's some components to it that you can use or not use. It depends on you and depends on the audience you're trying to introduce them to. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so the first thing you have to do is tell your kids what a vision is. And I usually talk about a vision is how you see yourself. You see yourself accomplishing something. You see yourself in the future, how you see yourself, however you want to talk about that. And then I bring up a very wise book, which happens to be the Bible. Says in Proverbs 29, it says that the people perish without a vision. Without a vision, the people perish. In other words, without a vision, they don't seem to have any goals. And I acted out, I said they get up in the morning, they really don't know what they're going to be doing or what they want to do or what they should be doing. They just kind of la around, and don't accomplish anything. The second thing the wise book says is when you have the vision, this is in Habakkuk, place the vision where you can see it, so that when the runner runs the race, he can see the goal, the vision, so he won't quit and give up. So that means you've got to put a vision board up where people can see it. So I go over that. That's how I introduce the concept. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Next, next, I give them a real life example. And this is great if you have kids that know anything about football. But if they don't, they most likely hurt young. Okay, good. It'll work real well. Okay. I was told the story about Lamar Jackson. He's the quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, when he was a little boy, probably 8, 9, 10 years old, it was his mom and his little brother, and their father passed away. And it was very, very heartbreaking time for the family. Now, their mother was a runner. She ran races and just practiced running all the time. So what she decided was she was going to get her boys involved in every sport there was. No matter football, baseball, basketball, whatever was out there, she was going to get her boys involved in sports. And she used to get them up early in the morning, like she got up, and she'd have them get their running shoes on, and they would literally run the neighborhood all around the house and come back and get cleaned up and go to school. So her boys were used to putting in the hard work, is what I'm trying to say. So as it turned out, Lamar, he really loved football. And he really excelled in it. So, when he was in high school, he got, the coach saw how fast he was. So he said, well, I might try him out as a quarterback. So he decided that he did that. He did all that to be a quarterback. And at a very early age, he had set a goal for himself that he was going to get a scholarship to a good college, and that one day he would be the best football player in the country, and he would win the Heisman Trophy. That was his vision. So he worked very hard, and he was very good, but he got injured. And at the time of injury, he had to lay in the bed and recover. I don't know, it was something with his leg or something. I don't know. But anyway, he had to lay in the bed. And his mother, being the smart woman she was, she got this big piece of banner paper, and with red paint, she painted the word Heisman on it. And she tacked it to the ceiling right above Lamar's bed. So whenever Lamar would go to bed, that's what he'd see, Heisman. And whenever he woke up, that's what he'd see, Heisman. So his vision to one day win the Heisman did not diminish at all. So he did get, I think, a full ride. I want to say Louisville. I'm not sure. I think that's where it was. Anyway, he got a full ride. And once again, they saw how fast he was and how he could maneuver, and they made him a quarterback. So it came time for them to nominate, I think there are 5 football players that were nominated to win the Heisman Trophy. And I tell the kids all that, you know, and I said, so there he is. He's sitting down in this big auditorium, and there's 5 other guys that are really hoping they win the Heisman. And then it came time to announce the winner. So the guy comes up to the podium and he says, this year's winner of the Heisman Trophy is Lamar Jackson. And I show them the picture of him winning the Heisman Trophy.
Wow.
Yeah. So I that helps them understand the importance of having a vision. He worked hard for that. He had that in mind the whole time, and he got it. So once I've set the grounding for why it's important to have a board, why it's important to have a vision board, then we talk about the things they might like to accomplish. Now, this is where it can be anything they want. Maybe they want to be able to swim across the Peace River on the 4th of July some year. Maybe that's their vision. Mm-hmm. Maybe their vision is to, and I talk about this, maybe their vision is to one day win on The Voice or America's Got Talent with their singing skills. Maybe they want to be an NFL football player. It can be what they want to be as a career, or it can be just anything they want to accomplish. Doesn't have to be what I want to be when I grow up, but a lot of kids do that, you know. So we talk about that, and then they have time to think about what would their vision be. Now we come into how do we make the vision boards. And let me tell you, they can be as cheap or as expensive as you want. You can get actual bulletin boards that are 2 feet by 2 feet or 2.5 feet, and they're kind of pricey. But here's what I do, because I did them for all the second graders in Charlotte County. I got black fiber board. See that?
Wow.
So all that is a piece of black fiberboard that you can get at the Dollar Tree for, which is now not $1, but $1.25. Okay. And this is what I got for them. And then they would, at the beginning, we had the teachers, everybody brought in a lot of magazines, and they spent the whole time cutting out pictures of what pertained to their vision, but they had to write the vision at the top, somewhere at the top. So I brought in my vision board to show them what I'm talking about. So here, in my case, of course, I wanted to be a nurse from the time I was 5. Okay, I had 3 excellent schools of nursing. I wanted to go to one of those 3. Okay. And so I put stuff about nurses doing stuff and all of this. But then the most important part of the vision board is a list. And it doesn't have to be as long as mine. It can be just 2 or 3 things. Here's what I can start doing now at my age to move toward my vision. You have to give them come up with some, they give you the ideas, but there needs to be some really concrete, good stuff. And this changes as they get older, you know. But for me, you know, I put things like I had to get good grades, I had to take Latin and biology, and what's going to be a candy striper in the hospital and blah, blah. I had all that. And then on my vision board, which you can have objects, on a vision board. This was the nursing cap that belonged to my mother.
Wow.
So I had that on my vision board. And you can put three-dimensional stuff. You can put anything you want on it.
Sure.
Then all you do is put two little holes, real little, and get some fishing line that's kind of, you can't even see it, you know. And that's how you hang it. It's real simple to hang. It's real light. That's one version that you can do. And this is the main one I did for all the second graders was this. The smaller version you can do is this one right here. It's about a quarter of the that board. That's cut in fourths. So this would be my vision for today. Can you see it?
Energy to play with my grandchildren, and it looks like you used a.
Yeah, I used the smaller board.
Okay, gotcha.
And I drew a picture, which is something the kids can do. They can take a white sheet of paper and just draw a picture of their vision. And then, of course, over here, I had three things that I would do to have more energy to play with my grandchildren.
Gotcha.
So, like I said, there's the regular size, and then there's a smaller size, which really just involves the child drawing a picture of their vision, but still putting the list of things they can do to start achieving the vision at their age. Now, after they do them, the things the kids really love to do, they like to hold up their vision board, and everybody in the room tells them, oh, you want to be this. Oh, you want to be that. That people recognize what it is they want to be. And then I tell all the kids, now, you're in second grade. You'll probably be with some of these kids when they're in high school. So you can remember their vision and talk to them about how they're doing on it, you know. So that's good. Then, where do you place the vision boards? That's really huge. You do not put them in the child's bedroom. You do not put them in the hallway. You put them somewhere where everyone who comes to see you in your home can see the vision board. The reason you do that is because your family and friends, when they see that your child, say he wants to be an NFL football player, that's a real popular one, okay? He could have on his list that he's going to play for Pop Warner. Okay, he's going to try out, he's going to play for Pop Warner, and he's going to do this and that. Okay, so grandma comes over and she sees the vision board and she looks at it and goes, so Johnny, you want to be a football player? My goodness, Johnny, you sure? And he says, yeah, grandma. And then she looks at the things that could do. She said, you going to raise money to be part of the Pop Warner football? That's $150. That's a lot of money, Johnny. I tell you what, I'll give you 50 toward it. And that's what begins to happen when relatives and friends see your child's vision board. They might say, hey, you know, Johnny, my brother used to play for Florida State. Would you like him to come over and show you how to throw a spiral? Yeah. So what happens is the kid gets input and help from other people toward his vision, which makes that child feel even more confident and even more focused to move in that direction. All of that, everything I told you about what it does for the child, it serves as a protective factor to stay off of drugs and stay into something that's positive, that they want to do, and that tells everyone else in the family how to encourage it. Wow. So that's basically what it is. And like I say, vision boards can be done with anybody. It can be done with elderly people. Look at mine. You know, I want to have energy for my grandkids. It could be anyone, you know, but they're particularly effective with children. And I think in our school system, we should be doing them all the time. I really do. We thankfully have a good, I think I told you about our superintendent. Our new superintendent, he's all about making sure kids have what I would call a vision for what they want to do after high school before they ever get to be a senior.
Awesome.
He's really pushing that, and that needs to happen because, you know, sometimes kids get involved with drugs because they're just plain bored.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what all the other kids are doing. But hey, if you're looking to be an athlete, then you know you've got to do sprints. You've got to get up in the morning like Lamar Jackson and run the neighborhood. I mean, there's things you can do while you're a kid to prepare you, and that's what this is about.
That's awesome, Rachel. Thank you.
Yes,
We're
yes.
hoping So I hope you enjoyed the how to create a vision board. And now I would like to tell you the where we're at on John's journey of creating a business to raise money and give it to the treatment centers, recovery housing, to help more people have access to recovery. John's vision within months was the formation of ARCHway Institute for addictive diseases and co-occurrent mental health disorders, and it's now 12 years later, and his vision is turned into a great success story. But his family and friends were able to rally around his vision in creating ARCHway, but really they were creating in sharing and supporting John on his mission to recover his life through supporting and serving others. It's a great story.